Like to call the meeting to order, please stand and say. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, I got notification, Mr. Teeman will not be able to join us tonight. He had some things come up. And Mr. Mensch is on his way, but I think we should go ahead and start anyway. And let the comments slide, whatever they are. First of all, I would like to thank all the department heads and in particular Denise, who's worked on this a lot, putting this all together. We've tried to hold the line on everything, with the exception of things that we are contractually obligated to do or have no choice, such as insurances and benefits and things like that, that are blossoming as we speak, I think. So I'll just go through with a few bullet points, introductory bullet points here that Denise prepared for me that make good points. And then we can go through page by page to see if any trustees or anyone has questions of department heads. First of all, building department total budget is down by 4% due to salaries. We have a decrease in salary because we had a retirement of a experienced, highly paid person. So we're starting with a lower paid, more person. Police department is up 8% due to the recently signed PDA contract. Beach concessions up 33% due to the fact that we need some new equipment in there. That's not an annual, going to be a consistent annual increase. Yacht Basin is up 19% due to an increase in supplies and utilities. Beach is up 11% due to equipment needed, such as the new sand wheelchair and the new gator that we have discussed in the past, and I think we should move forward with. Buildings is up 5% due to utilities increases. Public Works up 10% due to salary increases, which are contractual, and a new full-time position. Transportation is down 114% to change the budget to match the state funding. Shade tree is down 69%. Less tree maintenance. Clerk treasurer is down 7% due to the salary change and replacing part-time clerical. Contractual grants are up 17% because we have more grants being applied for, and I have a couple more in mind. So the projects keep coming, and I think they're important. Engineering, the same thing, up 33% due to the increase in projects. Publicity website charges are down 58% because we're handling some of the stuff ourselves. Benefits are up 15% due to the cost of hospitalization insurance, New York State retirement increases, and compensated absences, retirees and vacation buybacks. A lot of those we have no control over, and those are big budget items. I would say, in fact, the budget the most. So it's a big ticket item with a substantial increase, whereas some of our smaller ticket items with either no increase or a small increase that have a great deal less impact. Workers' compensation is down 20% due to quotes from a new insurance company, thanks to our village clerk who went out and got some other additional quotes and saved us quite a bit of money. And then debt service is up 4% due to the fact that we're starting to pay back the EFC funding for the sewer project. So those are the bullet points. Oh, revenues are up 11%. Due once again to our village goal. This is interesting. Interest is up an average of 80% due to investing in higher interest bearing accounts. So Thank you again for the
Thank
name.
you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. And special events permit fee, new account, building permit fees are being increased. We anticipate we're gonna discuss those at a public hearing. We're scheduling the public hearing at this next meeting for an adjustment of building department fees, which we anticipate will go through because they haven't been changed or increased for 14, if not more, years. So, okay. That being said, I think we should move on to the budget worksheets that you have in front of you. I'll just go page by page, and if you note, in the right-hand margin are the percentage of change and the amounts for the requested budget in the far right-hand columns. So, if you look at those sometimes highlight the dramatic changes in some cases. We tried to hold the line, as I said, in almost everything. So for page one, any board member have a question about anything or a comment? Zoning board, building and zoning, safety inspection. One good? Okay. Page two. Planning board, ARD, again, all 0%, the grand total is -4%. Page three. I'm going too fast, let me know. This is police department, and as I mentioned before, the top line personnel services, 14% increase. That's a majority of that is due to the PBA contract settlement. Things like the Bay Patrolman is a small ticket item, but it's down 25%. So it's down, but it doesn't affect the total budget a great deal, but it's a help. So things like that. That's, I think, an example of what I was pointing out. Thanks for coming.
Sorry about that.
Okay. We're on that sheet, we're on page 3 right now. So if you, Chris, look at the far right-hand column of these. Requested budget and the percent increase or decrease. If you have any questions or want concerns, that's what we're going over now. I'll give Chris a minute to catch this, but I just said the 14% on the police budget at the top line is because the PBA settlement.
Yeah, they
negotiations
contract.
Get a new contract. That's a result of that. Okay. So anybody questions on page 3? Okay. Page 4, tires, gasoline. Surprisingly, gasoline is going down, so we're holding the line on that. Any questions on that? Page 4? No? I like the way this is going. Page 5, Justice Court. I did include increase for the village justice because it was noted that that has not been increased for at least 14 years. So made a little increase on that one. And overall, it's down 2%. Question? Manager, et cetera, staff, those lines are being retained, but we have a concession contract right now. So those won't be implemented. And the yacht basin supplies and the yacht basin utilities, we've indicated before, or I discussed in my introduction. Any questions on that? Okay. Page 7. beach manager, lifeguards, attendants, all those kinds of things. Once again, we're, competing with the minimum wage. Even though we are not required to meet it, we still have to compete with it. So, that's why those are staying at that rate. And the beach equipment, is primarily, 90% increase is primarily due to the need for a new, emergency gator vehicle for the lifeguards and also, handicap stand, capable wheelchair. So, any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Page 8. Review. Utilities up 18%. We have a new line for the bathrooms are down 174%, thanks to the DPW for taking care of an awful lot of repairs on public bathrooms. I should also note that we, did connect the, chamber to the sewer line, so that has been taken care of. So that's all connected.
What did you do with the, report?
Yeah,
Pouring the concrete, putting the showers. More.
good. Okay. In time for the season.
Right.
Okay. Any questions on page 8? No? Okay. Page 9. Mostly zeros in the percent column. The exception of the 15% increase in the public works, and that's, as I described before, that's contractual obligations. Any questions? Okay. Chips, permanent improvements, down 114%. Contractual snow removal, down 10%. And we're shifting some things around, changing the lines of where they are, addressed in some cases, so that's reflects that.
The traffic lights went down, the traffic, fix everything, or?
No, Matt, you wanna, we have yet to get that installed.
Okay.
Okay, But-
We actually, I brought that line down because we don't, we haven't spent that full amount in years, so. The traffic lights is specific to the actual maintenance of them.
Okay.
And the monthly contracts that we pay on that.
Yeah.
But yes, we are assuming that it's not gonna bring down the maintenance costs on it, but we're hoping that the residual, repair costs will come down with the upgrade.
because the maintenance contract doesn't cover everything.
Right.
Maintenance contract doesn't cover much,
Yeah,
but we
no.
have to have it.
You show up, that's it.
Right.
Covers that they're on contract.
Any other questions?
No.
No.
Okay. 11. And again, a lot of this is due to reconfiguration, and thanks again to Denise for re-drafting a lot of the budget codes and everything to make sure that it makes more sense this way long term, I think, so. Any questions on that? Utilities, windmill is up 100%, but again, it's a small ticket item, it's a new thing, so. Shade tree maintenance is down 100%, but again, it's those kinds of things are just reassessing the situation. Any questions, Ethan? Okay. Page 12. Everything is at 0%. We're holding the line. Any questions on that? No. 13. You see 100% increases in a couple of places, but that's because it's a new line. I think education and training are important aspects for everyone. and service agreements and contracts also. Uh, Just the webinar that I engaged in on cyber attacks security for the municipalities was enlightening as well. But that one was free. Anyone have any questions on page 13? No. No. No, sure. Page 14. Legal is up. Personnel service, we anticipate that that'll continue to be needed. And engineering and surveys, as I said before, because of the increasing number of projects, we anticipate a couple of more projects that we'll be discussing at work sessions pretty soon. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. And the election expenses are down because we only get a ballot box, you know? With a few ballots, that's it, so. Page 15, contractual expenses for printing and mailing down, we anticipate. I got a couple of letters today, snail mail, I forgot how to respond to regular mail, I didn't email them back. Insurances, membership fees are up only because we have a couple of people that are very active and it's a good thing. So, it's fine.
She's building a
Building.
Networking and building and learning all at the same time.
Yeah.
Any questions on that one? Page 15. Publicity down 58%. LWP, LWRP project contractual is up 100%. We are going into phase 2. We got the grant for that, so this is our portion of the cost of that particular grant. So, any questions on that one? Questions? Page 18. All the.
I think you did.
Oh. What? Wait a minute.
Very
Wait a
large
minute.
part. No big deal.
That's why she gave me 2 copies.
Okay. Page 17, got it.
Important.
There we go. Oh.
The big one.
That's why you got rid of it.
This is the one that,
The big garbage.
Retirement systems, pensions, funds, all those kinds of things. Insurance, medical insurance, or just, we did allow for an 8% increase, and this hospital indemnity insurance is definitely a big ticket item, or has a tremendous effect. For us to allow the real percent, I think would be, what? So we tried to come up with it, we have seen in the past up to a 15% increase on occasions. I think only once in my lifetime do I need it going down. So we tried to estimate, and we came up with 8% as what a reasonable expectation for that. And that's one of the biggest impacts in our whole budget.
And then January. finish at June.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah, for 7 months, so.
it's 7 months,
Okay,
so we're
now
already
it's
into it.
Right.
Okay. Good
Exactly.
effort.
Any questions on that? Okay, page 18. Insert this one in here. Yeah, see the thing, all right. Yeah. Page 18. Church loan, as I mentioned, that's new because we completed the plant upgrades, and now we're having to, start to pay off the loan. The grants did not pay 100% of that. We are going to try and, retain that as a low interest loan as long as we can, and the effort to pay it off before we have to bond it. So, the bond would be a long-term situation. We're seeing how our budgets evolve over the course of the next couple of years. And the EFC short-term loan, we bonded. When I first found out you can't pay off a bond early, I was flabbergasted. So, if you bond it, you have to keep it to the full term of the bond. So it's best to keep it, so we have the option, keep our option. That's what we're doing there. Any questions on that one? Well, here's 17 minutes out there. Okay, I have it placed. Okay. Then we get into the revenues, and real property taxes are our primary source of revenue. Anticipate 11% increase in that. I think the rest of the things are self-explanatory and of small impact, but not that it's no impact, small impact, with the exception of the building department. Fees that we take in, transient slip fees. It's on.
Yeah.
Okay. This is all. Income. Questions? Okay. Most of the income on page 21 is static. There's a 1% change.
I just wanted to.
Right.
We need to pass the pay rate.
Yes, you mentioned that to me before. This,
Oh, it's increased 500.
yes. I don't think the fees are unreasonable or
They haven't been
outlandish,
raised.
and they haven't been raised in, like we said before, at least 14 years that I know of.
A draft 484 right now.
I just want to bring them in the context of this meeting that it is part of
It's
filling.
contingent on that budget, on that fee structure. What page are you looking at?
Where's that in building from? It's your rentals.
No, sorry. It's the third one.
The actuals, because we are in March and we have minimums.
Yeah, I was just wondering I was wondering what that number was, just compared to, like Airbnb and all those things, and if,
You have to get some code changes in place and things like that. You mean to, to
Just
get some-
curious,
to
I didn't
generate some
know if it
income
was
from
going up
those.
or down for the
Oh.
last few years because of different rental rules, I'll say, or no rules.
Yeah. I think those, that situation is showing for reasons I'm saying about, should consider all those things.
Maybe in the future, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, anybody? Page 21. Page 22. And you notice the bottom line, 10%, 14, and so forth. Okay. And then we have two different proposals that have been prepared for your perusal consideration. One proposal, we would incur a 9%, 9.21% increase in the tax. Again, I see no choice for us to pierce the tax cap this year. It'll be a first time that we've pierced the tax cap ever. Um, And since Bill is here, I would like to use the phrase, the bubble has burst. We've been maintaining things under the tax cap. We've been, using our, fund balance to balance the budget for years and years and years. And the fund balance now has come down to the point where I think it's important that we maintain it at that stable level for the integrity and just in case something unpredictable happens. So the other proposal is that we have in the past used a $350,000 line to apply to the budget. And that would, if we do that again, that would bring it down to a 6% increase instead of a 9% increase, and would keep the integrity of the budget, I believe, but your decision on which way to go. It's not easy. We've heard from other number of them are having to do the same thing because of the 2% tax cap. I've been saying for years that it's unsustainable. And finally, we've reached the point where we can't avoid piercing it. Anyone have a comment on how best to proceed? Of course, it'd be more palatable to the public, I think, to go with the 6%.
We gotta put it down. Okay, that's the fun thing. Yeah, we can have you next year again, or yes. Well, I think
We have enough of a problem in 1 year, but two, this particular year, I think we'd be okay if we applied the 350,000. We'll have to see how things go next year. And like I said, I would like to also pay off our EFC as rapidly as possible. We have a few years to manipulate that to pay it off before we have to call it. So pay it off. We're at least try and get it to a lower amount. So it's a difficult balancing act, to be honest. We do have more projects on tap. The LWRP Pond Point is underway right now. there are some projects underneath the umbrella of the LWRP that I think we should pursue. The windmill is wrapping up. I did get in touch with the state again to try and get our $250,000 from the Main Street project. And I made some headway. We may even hear by June if we might get it in the fall. It's only been 5 years that we've been waiting for this, so, but it's, at least it's, I got the impression it's further down in the line, so it's more, imminent that we'll get it, but no guarantees. So that's another $250,000 that we have had to put aside for 5 years. We've been waiting to receive, and it would be nice if we got it. And we did get the, money from Suffolk County. Any thoughts? Thanks. So, what do you think
And
about 6% or 9? Well, I could say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're still.
Yeah.
And you wanna build up your reserve.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we do want to build up the reserve. We do have, I asked Denise to look for this number, and we're not obligated as a municipality to keep this.
Yeah.
And but schools are. Our exposure when it comes to compensated absences is estimated for 2025 to be at $30,753,000. So that means if the village goes out of existence and we have to pay off everybody, it's 30 million, in excess of a $30 million debt. So schools are required to have that put aside, that's to pay all the benefits for all the employees, all the retirees, and all that. It's an actuarial exercise to come up with that number. But that's a lot of money too. We should hedge our bets a little bit. I don't see the village going out of existence, but we do have benefit package expenses that could come into play. Not, I don't see the 30 million happening, but $1 million is it's a distant possibility.
I think it's good to build up the reserves
Yes,
in a comfortable way, right?
yes.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to say that 9.21 is the way to go, but it's kind of safer, you know? Yeah. That makes sense.
And we've helped them.
Yeah.
We have held the line for these years. We have been pierced the 2% past for 14 years at least, I think. And the union contract, we are obligated to pay our employees a living wage, I think, you know, and we negotiate with the intent that our employees are not the best paid, but they also are not the worst paid, you know, and the agenda in April 3rd for a vote to pass the budget and with the resulting tax increase. So I would hope that if we put it in the resulting in a 9% increase, that in our discussion here, we have it. That's the right way to do it. Yes? Yeah, okay. Control it. Right. Not next year, right? Hopefully next year we can
Yeah.
go back to holding the line again and get things lined up again, but there's no guarantees of that either. questions from anybody else? Okay. So. Close and we'll put this on the agenda for the April 3rd meeting. In favor? Yes, Joe. Yes.
Wouldn't it be mandatory that the folks go to a meeting?
Well, it would be, I can't mandate that trustees be here at all, but, it was intended that all the trustees be here. It was a last minute circumstance. I don't know. And we all know last minute circumstances happen to all of us.
It wasn't last year.
Well, I can't speak to that. I can't mandate the trustees come to a meeting. The only thing I can do is make sure that we have a quorum when we do have a meeting. And we have more than a quorum, so.
Personally, told us it was great.
Well, can't comment on that. I don't know enough, yeah, so,
Making my feelings known.
oh, okay, got it. All right. Anything else? Okay, good. Thank you, everyone.
I was thinking, I said, that's a big one.
For dramatic purposes, that's why. Sure. I think there's some on the chairs. Oh, which summary?
There should be in the back, right?
The one that the two, the 9% of this. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. I thought maybe your summary sheet that I went over in the beginning.
I'll take that too if you want.
You have copy there, right? Okay, sure. Oh, I only had one of those for discussion. We can
Yeah,
get it
John,
here. Oh.
I don't have the icon, you know, yet.